Tonight, as you slowly settle down and close your eyes, allow your mind to drift far away from the noise of the modern world. Imagine the cold northern winds of a distant past. Over 1,000 years ago, when the oceans were darker, the forests were deeper, and the people who sailed the seas were known as Vikings. The story begins in the quiet twilight of a small coastal village somewhere in the far north. In the lands of Scandinavia, wooden houses rest near the shore, their roofs covered with grass to keep warmth inside during the long winters. Smoke gently rises from the hearth fires as families prepare for the evening. Among these villagers are sailors, strong, quiet men who have spent much of their lives on the restless waters of the northern seas. They're part of a culture known today as the Vikings. But tonight is not an ordinary night. A longship waits silently at the shore. The ship is long, narrow, and elegant in its design. Its wooden planks are carefully shaped, overlapping each other in a method that allows the ship to glide smoothly across the waves. At the front of the vessel rises a carved dragon head, meant to frighten enemies and evil spirits alike. The sea is calm. A thin mist hangs above the dark water. One by one, the sailors approach the ship carrying supplies. Wooden barrels filled with water, dried fish, salted meat, small sacks of grain, everything they might need for a journey that could last weeks or even months. No one speaks loudly. There is only the quiet sound of boots on wet sand and the distant cries of seabirds. Among the sailors is a young man experiencing his first great voyage. His name has been forgotten by history, but his story is not so different from many others who sailed these waters long ago. He watches as the older sailors move confidently across the deck. They check the ropes, they secure the mast, they prepare the great square sail that will carry them across the sea. Soon, the last supplies are loaded. The captain gives a simple nod, and the longship slowly leaves the shore. The oars dip into the water. Splash, pull, splash, pull. The rhythm is calm and steady, almost like breathing. Above them stretches the vast northern sky. The Vikings were remarkable sailors at a time when many civilizations feared the open ocean. They traveled enormous distances across dangerous waters. Some of their voyages took them to the British Isles. Others sailed along the rivers of Eastern Europe, trading goods deep into distant lands, and some even reached the edge of a mysterious new continent long before the age of great European exploration. But tonight's journey is simpler. It is a voyage across the cold northern sea in search of trade and opportunity. As the ship moves farther from land, the shoreline slowly disappears into the darkness. Only the sound of water against wood remains. Hours pass, the wind grows stronger, the sail is raised, the cloth catches the wind with a deep, steady pull. Now the ship glides forward more quickly. The sailors sit quietly along the sides of the vessel. Some watch the horizon. Some simply listen to the endless sound of the ocean. Night falls completely. The sky above becomes a deep ocean of stars. Without modern tools, the Vikings navigated using the stars, the sun, and the patterns of nature. They watched the movement of birds, the color of the sea, and the direction of the wind. Some historians believe they may even have used special crystals called sunstones to help locate the sun when Ciel clouds covered the sky. The young sailor looks upward. He sees constellations slowly turning across the night. Somewhere in the darkness, a whale surfaces briefly before disappearing again into the depths. The ocean feels endless, yet the sailors are calm. For them, this world of wind and waves is home. Days pass. The weather changes constantly. Sometimes the sea is peaceful. The ship gently rises and falls with the slow breathing of the ocean. Other times the wind becomes fierce. Waves crash loudly against the hull. Rain lashes across the deck. The sailors tie themselves to the ship to avoid being thrown into the freezing water. But the longship is strong. Its flexible wooden structure allows it to bend slightly with the waves rather than break. It was one of the greatest ship designs of the medieval world. Eventually, after many days of sailing, something appears on the horizon. At first, it is only a faint shadow. Then slowly, as the ship moves closer, land begins to rise from the sea. Dark cliffs, green hills, a quiet coastline waiting in silence. The sailors prepare to land. The sail is lowered. The oars return to the water. Slowly, carefully, the ship approaches the shore. Seabirds circle above. The smell of earth replaces the cold scent of the open ocean. The voyage is over for now. But for the Vikings, journeys like this were only part of life. Soon enough, another ship would be prepared. Another sail would rise. Another voyage would begin across the mysterious northern seas. And tonight, as you rest and drift closer to sleep, imagine the gentle sound of those distant waves, the quiet creaking of a wooden longship, the endless stars above a dark and ancient ocean, and somewhere far away in time, a Viking ship slowly disappearing into the night.